Water is life. With no food and no water, the maximum time the body can survive is thought to be about 1 week. But if a person has access to water, survival time may extend up to 2 to 3 months. In 2010, a massive earthquake changed the lives of so many in Haiti. But this story covers one particular individual who endured insurmountable odds. Without further ado, I hope this video leaves you with a spine-tingling sense of wonder and curiosity as I present to you the girl who survived the rubble. It was January 12th, 2010. The day began like a normal day in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. The weather was warm and clear. Men, women, and children bustled about the city as usual. The crowded capital sits on the west side of an island between the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. Most people in the city live in poverty. Many are crowded into badly built concrete houses. About 1/2 of the homes have no bathrooms. Only 1/3 have tap water. Just before 5 p.m., the ground began to shake. Experts estimate the movement lasted 35 to 60 seconds. Buildings toppled to the ground, crushing and trapping people. Thousands of Haitians ran into the streets, many crying and screaming. The sky was gray with dust. Experts knew a large fault ran through Port-au-Prince, but the last major earthquake to hit the area had occurred more than 200 years earlier. 40 aftershocks shook Haiti during the next 24 hours. The shaking continued to destroy unstable homes and shops. Schools fell down, phones stopped working, relatives did not know whether their loved ones were safe. Devastation of the worst kind was everywhere. What was once a place of island-like beauty has now been transformed to the worst of the worst war-torn areas. Immediately, rescue efforts began as the sweltering heat began to beam down on the survivors. Every moment counted as people began to remove the rubble that was piled on top of people. As each concrete slab was removed, the crews had no idea what they would find. In some places, survivors were easily freed because they hid in pockets of safety, whereas in other places, entire families were crushed to death while being huddled together. For 2 weeks, aid came in around the world to assist with rescue efforts, but because of the conditions in Haiti, it was almost impossible to get there. Then on January 27th, a staggering 15 days after the earthquake that the government says killed more than 220,000 people, the voices of the buried became less and less and almost void. Decisions were already being discussed, whether to continue digging or convert the rescue mission to recovery and rebuilding, because the likelihood of survival was less than 1%. Then, as the decision was about to be made, a worker heard a faint voice calling for help through the debris. Impossible, the rescuers began to say to each other. Following the sound of her voice to a precarious space under the collapsed structure, rescuers discovered a glimmer of hope in the form of dust-covered black hair. It was a moment of relief and disbelief, knowing that a life still clung on in the darkness. The team worked tirelessly, provide Darlene with essential oxygen and water. She had a very weak pulse, and time was of the essence, covered in a chalky white dust, like a ghost, her eyes sunken, unfocused. Darlene recalls being conscious and awake the whole time she was trapped, and she remembers screaming for help, though the city was a cacophony of rumbling equipment and other noise in those desperate days. Darlene went on to say, "I could hear people passing by and I thought they were going to rescue me, but it was never me that they were rescuing." Of the 316,000 killed from the result of the 7.0 earthquake, only 135 people had been unearthed by rescue teams. Darlene Etienne was number 135. If you found this video as unsettlingly intriguing as I did, don't forget to subscribe and click that enigmatic notification bell. Until our next venture into the unknown, stay curious, keep the lights on, and be ready for more mysteries to unravel.